I went to public school though, thank you. All right, everybody. Yeah, it's nice to be here back on the res. My name is Thomas. I'm what they call an urban Indian, so yes, that means I'm better than you. And if you disagree, we can talk after the show. Yeah, so I've lived in this place called Missoula off and on for about 10 years. And I go to school there, and I got a job right now, and so I'm living pretty comfortably, but it wasn't always that way. Yeah, when I first moved, it was just the regular, physical abuse, name calling, minor hate crimes. But I really got to experience a whole new level of racism when I tried to find an apartment. Yeah, so I learned from some people that are in the housing arena that if you have a native sounding last name, sometimes they'll just throw your application right out. They won't even consider it. They'll take the application fee though. So yeah, I go by Thomas McClure, but that wasn't always my name. I had a really native sounding last name before this. The name I was given at birth was Thomas Turkey Feathers. I was named after, an old Salish chief. He was known for gathering turkey feathers and his love for club sandwiches. So I had to do something, right? I was like, okay, I'll change my name. I'll change my last name. I changed it to McClure, and right after that, I was able to secure some housing, finance a vehicle, and all these good things started to happen. But I've got a cousin that lives nearby, and he's not doing so well, especially around the holidays. The times are pretty tough for him. And he's got it rough. He doesn't have a job, he's couch surfing all the time. And he's got a real native sounding last name. He goes by Stephen Bad Credit. Yeah, he can't get anything going for him. I'm like, dude, just change your name, man. If you colonize like I did, things will turn around for you. I'm single. Hold for applause. Thank you. Recently single. And here's one way you can get your partner to break up with you. I'll share a couple stories. So we were all gathered one time for dinner, and I was going to tell a joke. And we got the whole family gathered. We just sat down, ate dinner, and you guys can use this one at home too. It's one of the oldest jokes in the book. I got the whole family's attention, and I say, "Hey guys, what hand do you wipe with?" And I'm getting no bites. I'm like, somebody please answer. Somebody please answer. And no one's responding to me, so I'm just like looking at everyone's eyes. It's a very uncomfortable setting. So my girlfriend at the time, she pulls me aside, she says, "Thomas, you're not funny. We can't do this anymore. Your jokes, they're not paying the bills, and your career's going nowhere." And I was like, wow, I can't believe you thought I was getting paid for this. I'm sure you guys want to hear the punchline. I come out, and then my brother-in-law was like, he's like, Thomas, for most people, they wipe with their dominant hand. I was like, oh yeah? That's funny, you use your hand, I use toilet paper. All right, I got a question for you guys. Is there a proper way to attend a marathon and not feel extremely lazy? So my former partner, I went to my first marathon. We went to one in Whitefish, and if you guys have ever been to this one, it's out in the woods. As if running marathons wasn't, an already extremely white activity. They decided to go run in the woods, in the elements where there are animals. And so I'm not going to go set up at one of these stations. I meet my partner at the starting line, we send her off, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll see you in like 3 hours. You know, I'll be right here when you get back. This course in particular took a big loop. And I'm starting to walk back, and there's this guy kind of walking alongside me, and I'm like, oh gosh, he's in the same boat I am. We're the non-participators. And I'm like, okay, please go away, please go away. I'm like walking back to the car, and then all of a sudden, I find out that he's parked right next to me. And so to make the situation more awkward, I said, hey man, you here for the marathon? I was like, that's cool, man. I got some corn dogs under the seat. You want to split one? So we bonded over that, and he's like, yeah, I got some mustard packets, actually. So this works out pretty well. So if you guys have any suggestions for ways on how to attend a marathon and not feel lazy, we can talk about that after the show, too. All right. So I got 2 cousins, and they are feuding right now, and for some reason they thought to bring me into the middle of it. But every time they talk about it, I just get really hungry. My mouth starts to water because between the 2 of them, they got beef. And I'm hoping for, you know, this is gonna be one big barbecue, this is gonna be nice. And they got beef, so they got that part covered. And let's pause right there, actually. Is it possible for 2 vegetarians to have beef between each other? Or is it more of a tofuffle? It's a tofu and a kerfuffle. And then, here's another thing they'll say. They'll say, hey, you don't want the smoke. You don't want no smoke. I'm like, guys, we can have smoke. I got a smoker and some pellets at home, and we can smoke this brisket for about 5 hours, and we bless it really quick, and we got ourselves a nice barbecue here. We're coming up on the end of the year. It's almost 2022, if you guys can believe that. Yeah. All right, been quite a year. Give it up for yourselves. Yeah. You guys made it here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still writing 2020 on a lot of important emails and documents. I have no idea where we're at. At one time I sent out an email to staff inviting them to a training. And I said, hey guys, come attend this training. It's on November 20th, 2020. And immediately I get a reply back. You guys probably have one of these people in your office. Her name's Claire. She says, Thomas, did you mean to write 2020 in that email? Because if so, I won't be able to make the training. I said, well, that's too bad, Claire, because you're going to miss out on an awesome training on time travel. All right, guys, I'll leave you guys with this one. You guys know Jesus, right? Right, we got it. Right, you guys got some familiarity. So, if you guys don't know, he's got a birthday coming up. Yeah. You're absolutely right. It is on Christmas. That's his birthday. Jesus, yeah, I know him quite well. He's, one thing a lot of people don't know about him is that he was a supporter of the Second Amendment. He had quite the artillery in his arsenal. Do you guys know what Jesus' weapon of choice was? It's a crossbow. I told that joke the other week and someone in the back yelled, a nail gun. All right, guys, that's my time. Let's hear it up for Shadow and Pat.